Hello and welcome to One Mommy Scrapping. I'm Scrapping Amy, where I am planning for happy memories. Today I am going to be scrapbooking a photo of my dog using the Muttcracker by PhotoPlay. Let's get started. Welcome. Today I am scrapbooking a picture of Tucker, and when I started this, it was actually a couple days ago. I decided I was going to use my silhouette to cut the title, which was a hashtag my husband used on Facebook with this picture of Tucker. And it's supposed to say loved, not spoiled, except for some reason the P disappeared. So now it's loved, not oiled. And I'm like, no. So plan B, grab a pack of letter stickers. This is the first time I've used this collection. All I have is the paper, the sticker sheet, and then some cardstock that was included with it. This collection I picked up on sale from a not quite so local scrapbook store a couple hours from my house, and when you buy their collection packs they always put in some matching cardstock, which I think is really awesome. I've actually been using that more than I thought I would. Since it's already there, it's like, oh, good. Now, I decided I'm going to be really smart. I am going to stamp the date. I am even going to put my name on the back like I always do, so I will not forget that. And then later on, you're going to see me realize that this picture is not from the year that I stamped. It's like, oops. So I stamped 2019. It was actually from 2018. So I just went in and turned the 9 into an 8 with my pen. And I'm like, who really cares? Nobody is going to be looking that closely. And if they are, why? So I pulled out 3 sheets of the paper. Oh, let me grab, I don't know where I put it. Oh, I think I even cleaned it up already. Craziness. But I did pull out 3 of the sheets of paper. The cardstock is by Basil. It's their classic blue color. And I decided I was going to use, there we go, there's where my 9 and 8. Decided I was going to use these and use some of the front and the back, which is something I like to do with those offcuts when I make my mat. So the mat with the stripes is going to go right up against Tucker, and then the red and white one, which has bones and snowflakes on, will be the one next to the stripes. And then off to the side, I wanted to use this Ho 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 paper and include a strip of it, and I ended up completely not doing that, which makes me kind of sad, but that's okay. I will have a spot to include it later. Believe it or not, these 4 sheets right here. All right, wait a second. I guess it's actually 3 sheets. These 3 sheets that I have are the only layers I've got on there. I am going to add in a 3x4 card from the cut apart sheet, which was not what I was planning on doing. I was planning on including the stocking side of that page, but those 2 in the top right were just so cute. I end up only using one of them, the little dog that says, "May your days be furry and bright." And I decide to also add in some gold cardstock, which I have in my Journal Your Christmas stash, which is next to me. In fact, there are a couple things I use from that stash. Here I am trying to get those stockings to work. They're 2 different shades of blue, which I kind of liked but also disliked. And here I'm realizing that I am about to run out of adhesive. And right about there. So change that, and I start gluing these things down. I loved the dog. It's a gray one. It reminds me of a sheepdog. But he's got a green hat on over his eyes, so he looks kind of sleepy, which is, perfect for my Tucker boy. If you did not know, Tucker got his name for a couple reasons, but it came to me because the day we were watching him for the first time, essentially taking him for a test drive, the foster that we adopted him from is right across the street from us. But we ended up naming him Tucker because he was always tuckered out. Like, he just kept sleeping for everything. And I told my husband this name, and he's like, oh, that's perfect. So that's why Tucker is actually named Tucker. So doing these little nap time layouts always makes me smile and remember that. All right, so I am using a foam alphabet from American Crafts that has the cardstock top, and shockingly I managed to peel these letters all off the first try without creasing the cardstock. I think that's the first time I've ever done that. Now, I'm putting it down. I've already decided the hashtag and the word loved and spoiled are going to be in this green font, but it's going to end up being really long if I also add in the word not. So I am trying to figure out where I want this to go. I originally thought I was going to stack it up and decided not to. So as I'm putting down these letters, I am realizing just how dark this green is on the blue. It works. I could make it work, but I'd rather not if I don't have to. And I happen to have, like I said, my Journal Your Christmas stash is right next to me, and I know I had pulled in some of this gold foil cardstock. That ends up being absolutely perfect. I trimmed off, I don't know, 1.5 inch thick piece and placed it under there. What I didn't realize at the time, though, is that this ends up being the exact right size. So clearly I'm thinking I was meant to put this here. Plus, it also gives me a nice straight line to line up all of the letters on. I've tried using different tools to get straight lines for the letters, and really the only thing that has ever really worked for me has been using the edge of a sheet of paper. So more Journal Your Christmas supplies I'm pulling out. I've got these red tile letters, which would be perfect to stack up and spell the word not. I do the O first, so that way it's in the middle of the D, because I know this is going to be a vertical word. And the fact that it's a little bit taller and a little bit lower than the green, I think looks really good. So spelling out the word spoiled, happy to have the letter P for this. And let's see, almost to the end. There we go. So the basic layers are done. The title is on. Now it's time to have a little bit of fun. Again, since I don't have anything but the sticker sheet, I'm breaking into my Journal Your Christmas supplies. That banner there just says Christmas time. It's one of the chipboard pieces, which I thought would be good to add in some dimension. I also decided to pull out and use these flares from Scrap and Happy Studio. 2 of them worked really well for the Christmas ones. There's a green one that says Jingle on the Way and a red one that says Santa's Little Helper. The third one that I have left was something about cookies for Santa, I think it was, which isn't really going to work for this. But I do have the dog flare that I'd purchased from her. So dogs are my favorite, which is awesome because it kind of goes along with Christmas and the movie Elf. When Buddy says smiling's my favorite. The colors work, and I decided to go ahead and just use it. So pulling out now the sticker sheet. One of them is this speech bubble. I don't know why, but I really, really dislike speech bubbles. Don't worry, I'm going to move that. I don't like it there either. I end up pulling, I think it's like 8 stickers from this. Some of them end up going straight down flat. Others are going to get some foam tape. So now it is my favorite time in the scrapbook process, which is adding in all of the embellishments. I wish I had more for this. I would have loved to have gotten maybe the ephemera pack, which they don't do for everything, but I think they did for this one because it feels like there's a lot of paper in this, and so it's one of their bigger collections. All right, now first thing with the flare is grabbing my large glue dots to attach them. That one on the photo, the dogs are my favorite, I put on crooked at first and I was like, ah! But luckily, since it's just being glued back down on top of the photo, if it removes some of the color, I wasn't going to worry about it. Now, the chipboard piece of Christmas time, I only put the adhesive at the bottom. And that was so I would be able to still tuck in things underneath it. I knew I would want to put something there for the layering. And I'm sometimes one that if I don't start putting things down, I end up overthinking and it takes 3 times as long. I wanted some red up there, which is why I originally pulled off the little Santa hat. And then with the red poinsettia, I was like, oh, but where can I put the hat? I decided to put it on the 3x4 card because it adds a little pop of dimension there where the little critter is, the critter, he's a dog. I know what critter he is. Where the little dog is already wearing the hat. So I like the little bit of dimension that it adds to that. I decide to go ahead and put the holly and berries up on foam dots. I was originally going to do this for the one that I put by the title as well, and decided that that was a little too fussy for me. I wasn't going to worry about that. Now here's a product I really didn't think I was going to use. These are enamel dots by Bella Boulevard. They are not sticking for me, so I end up having to glue them all down. So I'm using them instead of Nuvo drops today. I know, shocking, isn't it? But the reason I thought I would never use them is that they are like very bright, like fluorescent bright. And I didn't think they went well with the Christmas collection I used last year from them. I'm using the cardboard hearts in my Journal Your Christmas album, which is why these just happen to be out to use. So I had ended up trying and just laid them on top of the different designs, and I really did like how they matched those. So while they didn't go with the Bella Boulevard from last year, they do work particularly well with the Muttcracker. So I have a lot of enamel dots because I'm not using them as much. There's the big reason. But I do have a lot of enamel dots from before I started getting involved with Nuvo drops. And one of my goals this year for scrapbooking is to use them up. I'm not replacing them unless it comes in a kit, and I don't have an option for that. Thank you so much for joining me today. I would love if you would subscribe if you're not already, comment, leave a like, all those lovely little things, and hit the bell so you're notified whenever I go live or upload a new video. I hope you guys all have a lovely day. Bye!